transmitting on Facebook and YouTube here, so give me just a second to get both of them kind of going and linked. Okay, I think we're going here now. All right. Okay, I want to talk about garbage disposals, okay? So for those of you who are watching, I got Facebook Live, I've got YouTube, I got two cameras going at the same time. So if I'm not looking directly at you, well, we'll just know that I'm not looking directly at you. That's okay, because I'm looking directly at some other dudes, okay? If you guys have any questions, I'm going to try to watch the chat areas there so I can answer your questions live as we go here. But there's a lot of myths and what's the word I'm looking for? Just bad assumptions when it comes to garbage disposals. I think everyone knows what a garbage disposal is, but unfortunately most people think it's just that magic hole in your sink where you shove the food down, flip a switch, and it disappears, okay? I think a lot of us still believe, if you used to watch the Flintstones, you know, it had like that prehistoric warthog pig thing sitting underneath the sink, and it just ate whatever came down there, and it didn't matter what you threw down there. Okay, I think some of us maybe had that mentality going into this whole, you know, I shove stuff down the garbage disposal, why not? So let me, I got the screen here behind me. Yes, I'm using my Xbox for something other than video games, so Mom would be proud, right? Okay, so here's some pictures of some standard garbage disposals, okay? Everyone probably has recognized these. This is what they actually look like. Alright, let me bring one up here. Oh, sorry. A lot of different, you know, styles of them or something like that, but they're all fairly similar. All right. So you got your basic garbage disposal right there. Okay. What it does, all right. And I don't have I couldn't find a picture of the inside of one, but I did make a video kind of showing the inside of it. What's inside that garbage disposal? First of all, let's talk about it. What is it, other than some magic portal inside your sink? Okay, first of all, a garbage disposal is a very simple machine. It's not a magic portal. So that's why we need to respect it and respect what it can and can't do. That's why a lot of you get these massive, like, garbage disposal clogs and stuff like that, and there's so you turn it on, it's always making a grinding sound. Okay, first of all, it's not from a horror movie. Alright, I've seen horror movies before, not that I watch a lot of horror movies, but like Halloween or something like that, and someone reaches their hand down into the garbage disposal, and it shows a picture, you know, like the video inside the garbage disposal, and it shows all these wicked, like blades, you know, I mean, not just like one or two, but there's like 10 blades up in there, like it's just going to cut their hand to pieces. And of course it does cut their hand to pieces, right? Alright, let's debunk that one right there, first of all. There's no knives inside of a garbage disposal. Sorry, guys. Sorry for all of you horror film people that want to think that the garbage disposal actually has like a dozen knives sticking through it. It's not. It's actually just a couple of paddles. Okay, like I said, I wish I had a picture up here of it, but I don't. Maybe if I would look for a long time, I would have found one. Alright, so there's a flat plate, okay, in your garbage disposal, and it's got two sets of paddles, okay? And they're just on pivot spots, so if it hits something hard, they'll spin around. But they're just metal paddles. They look like that, okay? And they spin around, and then on the outside edge, you know, on the inside of the garbage disposal, but on the outer rim of it, there's just slots. So all it does is kind of fling the food against the slots, and those paddles are making sure that it's getting broken up. So it's kind of like an electric cheese grater, okay? Only less sharp. Okay, so think of it like an electric cheese grater, only less sharp, because it has to handle some heavy things, and it would tear up if it was actually less sharp. Okay, so first myth debunked. There's no knives in your garbage disposal, and as long as there's nothing wrong with your garbage disposal, or it doesn't have like broken glass in it, which I've seen that so many times, it's scary. There's nothing really sharp in your garbage disposal. Like I said, unless something is broken in there and there's something wrong. So that's the first myth. The second myth is that you can shove anything you want down there and it'll chew it up. Just let it keep going. Okay? Oh, okay. That's a face palm right there. That's like a boom, right? Your garbage disposal is a simple machine, and it has limitations, all right? And I am assuming you don't have some professional grade, like 2 horsepower, you know, garbage disposal that, you know, you would find in a restaurant where they're shoving tons of stuff down there hard. Okay, most home garbage disposals are only 1/3 of a horse. All right. I like the half horse ones better. You know, the third horse ones are a little on the weenie side, but still, most home garbage disposals are half horse, and the nice ones, your nice home garbage disposals, are 3/4 of a horse motor. Okay, which will chew up a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about what you shouldn't put down the garbage disposal. All right. First of all, I think the obvious thing is bones. You know, we're not shoving bones down the garbage disposal. It's not going to eat them up. Okay, you're going to probably dive into the garbage disposal, and the whole thing's going to go, and your whole countertop's going to start shaking. Okay, so same thing with bones, other hard things that you're not going to eat yourself, like watermelon rinds. All right, funny story. And if she ever watched this, I mean, it's so show, but my mother-in-law does not know how to work stuff in the kitchen. Okay, I actually am scared to be with her in the kitchen sometimes. And without a doubt, I swear, like, she's asked me 20 separate times the same exact question. When she's come over to her house, she's with the kids, we cut open a watermelon. She's like, Nathan, what are you going to do with the watermelon rinds? Every single time I tell her, okay, in the trash can, not down the garbage disposal. And she's like, why? Do you have some kind of wimpy garbage disposal? What kind of garbage disposal do you have that nobody else has? You know, that it can't handle watermelon rinds. I swear, every single time we cut up a watermelon, and over the years, this has been at least 20 times. All right, scares me to death every time she's in the kitchen. You put that on the watermelon rind, she's trying to shove them down there before I know how to stop her, and everything's shaking. It's like, you know, and in the sink and the counter and everything's shaking. It's not designed to shred up, you know, watermelon rinds. Okay. It's not. Okay, that's what the trash can's for. And I've heard people say, I've told people I used to work property management, and they say, well, if I put the stuff like that in the trash can, then I have to take the trash out. And I'm like, duh, take the trash out then. Okay, you can't just shove everything down the magic hole because it's not a magic hole. That's why you keep calling me. Didn't put a new garbage disposal in for them after she blew up the last one. She doesn't know that. Okay, but me and my wife know that the reason they don't have a garbage disposal, they live out in the country, so he's just like, we'll just have a compost bucket or a bucket for the chickens, you know. Even though they had chickens, but they don't, but they still use the compost bucket, right? But he's not going to put another one in there because he knows what she does to him, all right? You just can't put that stuff down there. It's too hard. It's too hard and too big. It's not made for that. A garbage disposal is made for your scraps off your plate, okay? The cooked food that you didn't finish, as the water is running, so there's running water circulating, coming out the garbage disposal, you scrape off your leftovers from your plate, okay? So raw vegetables is another one not to do. I tried to give a lady at one of the properties we're managing some tips because she was just shredding stuff to pieces, right? You know, I said, you need a lot of water in there, okay? You might even, you know, this was a bad advice because I could give her an idea, I put it in her head. I said, you might even put a little extra water in the sink before you start, you know, and have your plates ready, and then start the garbage disposal so there's already a bunch of water in the sink, and then just scrape off the plates one by one in there. Because she was having some problems with it. So she got in her head that if she put some water in the sink, that she can put anything in there. Again, I got to be careful putting thoughts in people's heads that don't understand what they're talking about. Because I also told her, don't put in rinds, don't put in hard foods, raw vegetables and stuff like that. She completely forgot that part. Whole head of cabbage. Whole head of cabbage. She decides, well, but you said if you filled it up, you can put a little bit more in there. Right? So she cleaned out her refrigerator, okay, raw vegetables that were going bad, and just, she did peel the big leaves of cabbage off. So our pipes are compacted like crazy. Cabbage isn't hard, okay? You guys will like, well, cabbage isn't like carrot sticks or corn cobs, you know, something that's hard, or watermelon rinds. You're right. But your soft greens is also the other side of things you gotta be careful of in the garbage disposal. So let me bring you over to this picture here. Okay, oops, sorry. Still getting used to this. Okay, this is the typical setup for your garbage disposal. Okay, let me close it. Alright, garbage disposal here on the one side, this black pipe, which might be kind of hard to see right where my pointer is. You got this black pipe which connects, you know, your one side of your sink to your two side of your sink, because most kitchen sinks are, you know, the two-sided. Not all of them, but most of them are. And then you got the drain for that side of the sink, and then your P-trap right there, and then it goes into the wall. Okay, so this is a good picture. I like this picture because this is pretty common of what underneath your kitchen sink looks like, okay? So when you have soft vegetables, okay, lettuce, that would include cabbage, whether it's cooked or not. Cooked is worse because it's even softer. Things like alfalfa sprouts, any kind of sprouts or like that. rice and oatmeal, okay? They're all very soft, especially, I'm talking about cooked, okay? Hopefully you're not throwing raw rice down the sink, that's wrong, okay? But the problem is the garbage disposal actually shreds them up so fast that what happens is while this thing is spinning in here and it's shooting everything down this pipe, you get this giant wad that goes and hits right here at the T. Sometimes it might go, some other things have like a split drain, okay, where one side's going in and the other side's going in, so it's going to go in the wall, and then on the first elbow it's going to hit, okay, but either way, whether it hits a T there, or if it hits inside the wall, it's going to just compact, just, all the soft food, the oatmeal, the rice, the greens, whatever, and you're going to have a giant compacted wad of this soft food, which then that means you can't even snake that, really. It means you have to take the pipes apart, and you can kind of snake it, but sometimes you literally have to just like suck it out with the shop vac, okay? Sometimes you can kind of break it up with the snake, but it's so compact, but so soft at the same time, okay? Big problems on that one, all right? So those are the things that you should and should not, well, actually those things you should not put down the garbage. I did say the things that you should put down the garbage disposal, which is your plate scraps, your cooked food that you have, you didn't finish, you got maybe a couple of cut pieces of pork chop, maybe a little bit of mashed potatoes, maybe a couple of cooked carrots, a little cooked asparagus, whatever, right? Run the water and feed the garbage disposal. That's another thing. So I had a customer of mine say, well, Nathan, what's wrong with my garbage disposal? I turn it on and it shoots the food back up at me. Okay? That's the thing, is, again, it shoots hard, okay? And when you have the two drains connected, excuse me, whether it shoots it up a little bit in its own, or if it shoots it and it actually hits up another one a little bit, either way, you're not feeding the food. If you had the water running and you were, rinsing off a plate at a time, letting it hit and go down, a little at a time would be fine. But these people, they're like rinsing off like 4 or 5 plates, spoon, boom, boom, boom. And then all that food is like sitting on the top of the garbage disposal. They kick it in, and it's, so that's why it shoots back in your face. So if you don't want the garbage disposal to shoot back in your face, feed it, okay? Don't overwhelm it with everything at once and then kick the switch, okay? Water running and feed it, all right? That's really the best routes about that. Okay, now let's do another myth. Okay, let's debunk another myth. I've heard people say you throw ice in your garbage disposal and it sharpens it. Okay, first of all, that one's kind of like, that's got two sides to that coin on that one. It really does. The first side of that coin is, I already told you, that garbage disposals aren't sharp. The whole horror movie myth thing that you have all these blades in there and they're like just like shredding up things and they'll literally just take your hand off. There's no blades in there. I told you it's 2 metal paddles, okay? They're not sharp, okay? So you're not going to sharpen your garbage disposal, okay? So the whole thing about throwing ice in your garbage disposal, you're not sharpening it because there's nothing to sharpen, okay? First of all. Second of all, when was the last time throwing hard objects at let's assume that it was a knife blades in there, which they're not, but if they were, when they're throwing hard objects at it actually sharpen it? I mean, really? Do you sharpen your knife by smacking an ice block with it? No. That's crazy. So that part of the myth is ridiculous, okay? Completely debunked. But there is a flip side to that, because I told you that inside the garbage disposal, on the, you got the 2 metal paddles that spin around, and then you have the outer ring, which has the slots in it, okay, which the food go through as the metal paddles spin around. Over time, and especially depending on how well you clean it out, if you're a person that throws food in there, lets it sit overnight, that's bad. That's bad on the garbage disposal. Or if you're a person that cleans it out and constantly, runs it the right way, runs the water and throws the food in little by little, okay? So, food builds up in those little holes, okay? Also, sometimes under the paddles a little bit, and sometimes, on that discs that the paddles actually are mounted to. So sometimes food gets built up on those, okay? By throwing ice. So, I've done this before in mine. So you can run maybe a little bit of cold water, but sometimes I start off with no water, okay? Turn the garbage disposal on, and I have like I take basically the whole ice tray out. I just start shoving ice down it, okay? You just hear it like going like crazy. And actually, it looks like I'm making a slushy, Okay, it's like a slushing machine. And you actually see the ice will actually, the slushy ice will actually come up out of it, you know, like a mushroom effect. Okay? And then go ahead and start running some warm water, okay? Because then it's going to start freezing up because it's just, it's not going to go anywhere. But if you watch that, if you have a dirty garbage disposal, that ice won't come up nice and pretty and clear. It's going to come up all gooey and brown and stuff like that because it's basically got like the old food sediment and gunk in it. Yeah, I know that sounds gross, but you're cleaning out the garbage disposal, which means actually it's going to make it run better. So throwing ice in your garbage disposal, sharpening it? No, because you don't sharpen the garbage disposal. But it does help because it cleans out, because when it turns into slush, it's able to actually kind of like scrape all the inside and clean it out. And then run some warm water down it while it's still running, and then it'll flush. It's actually a really good thing, okay? Some people like to put some lemon rinds in there to help give it a better smell. But honestly, the ice does a good job because it gets rid of the food that's rotting. That's what it's doing, is the food's just rotting in the little chunks in your garbage disposal, and the ice helps to get rid of that. You can always I like to disinfect my sink, you know, like every 2 or 3 weeks, fill it up with bleach water, let it soak for a few minutes, and then let the drain go. And that's also going to flush out and kill anything that's rotting in your garbage disposal. So that's just another thought to that. Because the lemon rinds, you're going to have to fish them back out because it doesn't like, again, garbage disposals do not like to chew up lemon rinds. I know someone out there is going to say, well, if you leave them in there long enough, it's going to chew. Well, okay. But, I mean, how many years do you want to get out of this garbage disposal, or do you want to wake up one day and it just be like broken? Also, these pipes here, it's better like move just a little bit. Okay? Most of them are connected with slip joints underneath your sink. So if you keep running your garbage disposal so hard that it's shaking the entire the sink and the whole countertop, you're putting pressure on these pipes. And you're going to go and you're going to wake up one day and you're going to have water all underneath your kitchen sink. You're going to do the dishes at night and you're going to, run them and think, or you might have it might run immediately. Okay, but that's going to fall apart. If you keep putting that much pressure and vibration on that garbage disposal, it's going to knock these pipes and they're going to slip apart eventually because you're being excessive on them. So, just checking here for comments here. Okay, not so many comments on the Facebook thing, but or on the YouTube. For those of you who are watching me on the Facebook Live, I appreciate it. For those of you who are watching me on the YouTube, I appreciate that. And for those of you who are watching later, I do have a website, greatwhiteninja.com, which is going to have a lot of my tips and videos and a lot of other things on there. Some of it's entertaining, but I got a lot of do-it-yourself tips that'll help. But other than that, I think that's most everything I want to say about garbage disposal. So guys, just remember, it's not a magic portal. It is a simple machine, and it has limits. Respect the limits, and it's going to work great for years. Disrespect those limits, and you're just going to break something. And if that thing starts leaking, then you got water damage on top of it. I guess I'll end with this. People, probably ask me, what's the some of the weirdest things or most common things you find stuck in a garbage disposal? And I'll tell you what, pennies. Yeah, pennies. Or other change, but typically it's a penny for whatever reason. And that's bad because your small coins are small enough. I told you where the two paddles, they move, so in case they hit something hard, they'll spin and then the centrifugal force, your G-forces will keep them straight out while it's moving. But your coins will actually get stuck underneath the paddles. And then the paddles will be stuck, and they're not straight out. They'll be stuck crooked, and it puts the whole thing off of balance. And it's a little bit of work getting those coins unstuck from underneath them. That's actually probably one of the most common things that I find stuck in a garbage disposal. They shouldn't be in a garbage disposal. So I'll end on that. Yeah, not that exciting, pennies and stuff like that, but it happens. They're everywhere. Guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys have any videos you would like to see about things around the house you have questions about, give me a holler. Leave me a message on the YouTube video. Leave me a message in the comments for this video on the Facebook Live. And I'll see if I can't put together a good video for you guys so that I can help you in your house. You have a good one.